Conversations. When is the last time you remember having a very good conversation with any of your friends or family members? When is the last time you had a deep, meaningful, intellectually stimulating conversation? When is the last time you remember having a conversation that you were really excited about? What I feel is, as times are progressing, as technology is advancing, as smartphones are getting smarter day by day, and as a cherry on a top, thanks to AI and ML, artificial intelligence and machine learning, the gadgets are becoming smarter, we're getting hooked up to these devices, and as a consequence, we're getting increasingly self absorbed. It's our comfort zone, right? As already predicted 20-30 years ago in a movie called Matrix, where the humanity is lost in this digital world or virtual world. It's our comfort zone. We feel very comfortable in that environment. But the reality is, we are social creatures. And for us to survive and thrive in society, we need social skills which are dwindling day by day. We think we're all independent, but truly speaking, we are interdependent. The food we are eating, the clothes we are wearing, the gadgets we are using, everything is designed by others, by humans, right? And we are living in a society where we are interdependent, and in such a society, if we are getting increasingly self absorbed without any proper social skills or means to get connected with others, I think will have to face. In fact, we're facing not many problems because of that, personally and professionally, and this only worsen the problem. So what I feel is, in order to form meaningful social connections, in order to form meaningful relationships, as I mentioned previously, we need to have, or we need to start having meaningful conversations, which is very, very important. Because without meaningful conversations, we cannot build or form these meaningful connections, and without these meaningful connections, we cannot survive or thrive in market economy out there, or in society for that matter. So how to enhance the quality of our conversations, how to have deep, meaningful, intellectually stimulating conversations, especially with people whom we vibe. I see there are two important factors here in order to have these meaningful conversations. Number one, our ability to listen to the other person patiently, not just listening naam ke vaste, not just listening for sake of replying, but for sake of understanding their intent, being empathetic. And the second factor which I feel as prerequisite is our ability to communicate in an open, honest and transparent manner, as I already mentioned in one of the previous videos. So if we can keep these two factors in mind, we can start having these meaningful conversations, we can start having these deep conversations, intellectually stimulating conversations. By the way, this is an underrated luxury. Just imagine, you might have had this previously, having such a meaningful, deep, intellectually stimulating conversation with any person, family member or friend. How does it feel? In fact, it's a luxury which is often taken for granted. So in order to have such a kind of conversations, I think if we can keep these two factors in mind, we'll start enhancing the quality of our conversations, and we can start building amazing, meaningful connections in the process. Last 1 to 1.5 year offline experiences that I had in the form of Freedom Tour, where I had tons and tons of conversations, tons and tons of meaningful conversations, deep conversations and intellectually stimulating conversations, and with all those people I formed great bonds, meaningful bonds, not just for that particular moment, but for this entire lifetime. And that is the profoundness we have when we have these meaningful conversations. Meaningful conversations will lead to meaningful connections. Meaningful connections will lead to enhancement in quality of our life, personally as well as professionally. Communicating without any hidden agenda, communicating in an open and honest manner, transparent manner, listening to the other person, not just for sake of replying them at that moment, but for sake of understanding their intent. These factors, if we keep in mind, we can form these meaningful conversations, beautiful connections with anyone and everyone around us. So this is one thing which I wanted to highlight, and I'm telling you this with so much of profound feeling, because I myself was a kind of guy who was lost in this online world for almost 10-15 years and started having these offline interactions, right, in the form of this freedom tour. And before I conclude, one thing I wanted to highlight is, again, I want to highlight the importance of offline interactions or online interactions. See, let's imagine the same content which I'm delivering to you, I'm sending this in form of a voice message or text message, or I'm conveying this in the form of an offline meet. So which one do you think is superior? Text message, emotions cannot be conveyed. Voice message, to some extent it's fine. Video message, it is a somewhat better or improved version. But offline interaction, that's even more amazing. So whenever possible, right? I know it's not always possible to have these meaningful conversations offline. See, right now I'm trying to have a meaningful conversation with you, but it's not offline, it's through online. So whenever possible, try to have or prefer offline conversations or online conversations. And even in online conversations, prefer a video conversation or at least a voice conversation over text conversations. So this is out of my experience, and your inputs are always welcome, and this is what I wanted to convey in this particular video. Conversations, meaningful conversations, deep conversations, intellectually stimulating conversations. All the very best. Love you all.